In a Greek museum, an employee narrates the story of a mythical staff mentioned in Homer's tales, believed to harness the power of the gods. During this presentation, two individuals in Spartan military attire approach an exhibition, attempting to tamper with the artifact, shattering its protective glass. This incident prompts the employee to summon security. Holding staffs of their own, the two intruders reveal themselves as Hespera and Calypso, the elder daughters of Atlas. Upon touching the staff, they regain their powers. Calypso employs her mind control magic on security guards, transforming them into obedient zombies who, in turn, spread this enchantment to others, leaving everyone in a hypnotic trance. Amidst the panic, the museum seals its security barriers, trapping everyone inside with the intruders. Hespera, weary of the chaos, uses her elemental powers to dissolve marble sculptures, imprisoning humans within the material, turning them into statues. With the staff in her possession, Calypso insists on immediately pursuing the champion chosen by the wizard Shazam. However, Hespera urges caution, believing that the wizard would have chosen a worthy champion, not someone unworthy. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, Billy Batson transforms into Shazam and confides in his pediatrician, airing his dissatisfaction with his life's direction. Despite gaining superpowers, his brothers have drifted away, each pursuing their own paths, leaving him heartbroken. Following this therapy-like session, Billy returns home, where he spends his day playing video games. Suspicion arises when his brother Fred prepares to leave for an undisclosed reason, catching Batson's attention. Billy discovers on his phone that he's tuned into the police radio, and all units are being called to aid with a bridge collapse. Excited, Billy suggests that they should all pitch in, but Freddy initially resists. In the end, he agrees just to please Billy, something he often does. Billy contacts his brothers, and they rush to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge to respond to the incident. On the scene, a fire truck overturns, causing a massive explosion that damages the entire suspended structure. The asphalt starts to crack, and the steel cables begin to give way, causing panic among people attempting to flee before the bridge collapses under its immense weight. Cars teeter on the edge and begin to plunge into the Delaware River, only to be rescued at the last moment by the Shazam family. While Billy's brothers save people below, Peter attempts to repair the damaged cables to prevent the bridge from collapsing completely. However, for every cable he fixes, 5 new ones break in a short span. Despite their best efforts, the Shazam family fails to stop the bridge from collapsing. After the disastrous mission, Billy decides to gather his family for a meeting. He goes in search of Eugene, who is busy mapping the dorm room, a place filled with portals to various locations in the universe. After some searching, Billy finds Eugene being chased by a massive monster and rescues him. During the meeting, Batson tries to address their mistakes and suggests ways to improve their teamwork. However, Mary appears disinterested and focuses on studying organic chemistry. Fred uses a fabricated excuse to leave, and Eugene claims he needs a shower due to the monster's drool irritating his skin. The other brothers follow suit, leaving Billy alone in the meeting room. At school, Freddy walks through the hallways and encounters Anne, a new student searching for a specific room. Knowing the way, Freddy offers to escort her. However, a couple of bullies arrive and start harassing Freddy, even bending his crutch. Just as the situation escalates, a school staff member arrives to defuse the situation. Fred led Anne into the living room, proudly boasting about his close encounters with heroes. He shared the story of how Superman once joined him for lunch in the cafeteria. In a different realm, Hespera and Calypso ventured into the dungeon where the wizard Shazam was imprisoned, chained face to face with the sorcerer. The sisters arrived with gifts, showing they had regained their elemental and chaos magic powers. They also presented the sorcerer's old staff, sparking his interest in the champion's fate. With little time to chat, they used telekinesis to bring the wizard closer to the railing, and their mind control magic to compel him to unite the staff's 2 halves. After completing their task, the man tried to take the staff from the sisters, but Hespera's power pushed him away. Nonetheless, he managed to obtain a small splinter stuck in his finger, using it for a secret incantation to send a message to the champion in Paris. Meanwhile, in Paris, Shazam shared a meal with Wonder Woman when the wizard's face suddenly appeared on Diana's body. Urgently, he warned Billy of the impending threat from the Daughters of Atlas, who aimed to conquer humanity, including Billy's family. Before he could finish his instructions, the splinter's magic faded, and Billy awoke the next morning. In the cafeteria, Fred encountered Anne and offered to show her where he had dined with the heroes. However, Billy arrived, insisting on holding an emergency meeting and not allowing his brother to be alone with the girl. With everyone gathered, Shazam recounted his dream about the wizard and shared information he had found online about the Daughters of Atlas. Lacking time to research further, he asked his brothers for assistance in gathering more details. Peter revealed a secret library passage in the Stone of Eternity, where they met Stevie, a magical pen with access to the world's knowledge. Billy asked about the Daughters of Atlas, and Stevie listed relevant books, simplifying their research. Meanwhile, Fred took Anne to the school terrace, discussing his superhero friendship. In an attempt to impress her, he hinted at meeting a superhero without revealing his identity, while Freddy began to indulge himself with a series of far-fetched stories. In the library, Billy and his brothers gathered information about the staff. It was crafted by Atlas from the Tree of Life, storing God's powers for the champion. As they continued researching, the group learned about the museum attack and suspected Atlas's daughters as the culprits. However, one thing puzzled Peter. The book mentioned that Atlas had 3 daughters, Hespera, Calypso, and the youngest, Anthea. When Billy heard the third daughter's name, he recalled Fred's encounter with Anne and headed to meet them, suspecting she might be Anthea. Before he could arrive, Hespera and Calypso showed up on the terrace, pushing Billy away and striking him with the staff, returning him to his normal form. Still trying to make sense of the situation, Freddy attempted to transform again, but realized the staff had completely drained his powers, leaving him powerless. Seeking information about the others, Hespera questioned Freddy after knocking his crutch away. However, Calypso spotted Billy flying in the distance and suggested they didn't need further interrogation of Freddy to prevent Shazam from reaching them. Anthea used her powers to rearrange the structures of surrounding buildings, obstructing the hero's path until he collided with them. Nevertheless, the rest of the family was close behind, rendering this tactic insufficient. Recognizing the opportunity, Calypso suggested that they siphon power from everyone at once. However, Anthea and Hespera remained focused on obtaining the Seed of Life, part of their plan. When everyone drew closer, the eldest sister decided to capture Freddy and ascended into the sky while enclosing Philadelphia in a protective dome. To save his brother, Shazam pursued the sisters and attempted to breach the barrier with a lightning bolt. Yet the object seemed impervious, and Billy could only watch as his brother was taken into the realm of the gods. Freddy regained consciousness beside the wizard Shazam and contemplated ways to escape the dungeon. The wizard, however, explained his inability to assist, as he had transferred all his powers to Billy on Earth. Meanwhile, on Earth, Shazam delved into studying the sisters' powers and devised a plan for a meeting. They sought out the Great Library, where Stevie provided them with magical scrolls used to communicate with the gods. These scrolls transformed into paper birds, delivering messages to the intended recipients in the divine realm. Hespera arranged an audience with Freddy and aimed to extract information about the real names and ages of the other 5 champions. Yet Freddy adamantly refused to cooperate. Calypso inflicts pain on Freddy with her chaotic power, but he resists. Batson proposes a trade, their powers for Freddy's life. Calypso agrees, and they head to a well to confront Layden, guardian of Atlas's garden. Freddy and the wizard, gripped by panic, watch as the beast approaches, poised to devour them. At the last moment, they're rescued by Anthea, another daughter of Atlas who's in love with Fred and allies with the humans. On Earth, Shazam confronts Hespera, seeking Fred's return and the dome's removal. Hespera refuses, wanting her powers back. Left with no other choice, Billy gathers his family, and Calypso absorbs Peter's powers, starting a city battle. Working together, Darla distracts the goddess of chaos, while Eugene delivers an electric charge that sends her flying. Hespera retaliates by immobilizing Eugene and Darla with her powers. Across the street, Billy rises, confronting the elder sister and grounding her, freeing his siblings. Underground, however, Hespera proves to be vastly superior, capturing Shazam and hurling him against a beam. Mary and Darla arrive in the basement to assist their brother, wrestling with Hespera. They manage to throw her to the ground, and Billy follows suit, incapacitating her by smashing a wooden box on her. Hespera then ensnares the girls with wires while slamming Billy into a wall repeatedly. Finally, she forms a giant ball of debris to hurl at Shazam. At the last moment, Shazam uses his super speed to switch places with her, causing her to be crushed by her own power. With Hespera unconscious, Billy carries her to the nearest chemical toilet, which serves as a portal to the Stone of Eternity's hiding place. Having rescued their brothers, they confine Hespera in a cell and head to the library to compose a letter suggesting a trade of Fred for Hespera. Unbeknownst to them, Hespera retains her powers and has already used them to melt the seal gate in the meeting room. Darla selects the least liked jelly bean and takes them to feed Hespera, only to find the prison empty. In the Great Library, Hespera picks up an old apple and proceeds to the dorm room. Emerging into the labyrinth in the dungeon, she arrives just as Fred and the wizard are on the verge of escape. Finally, the plot thickens. Billy heads to the center of the stadium, electrifying the dome to prepare for the final strike. When Layden starts to move, Billy faces the dragon's magic fire but gets severely injured in the process. In a courageous move, he punches Layden in the face, knocking the creature out. Billy senses the staff is fully charged and delivers a powerful final blow, causing a massive explosion inside the dome, turning it white and disrupting the state's electricity. As a consequence, Billy's body is critically damaged, and he loses his life in front of his family. Anthea buries him under a tree in the realm of the gods. Wonder Woman appears, revealing that she still possesses the staff and uses its power to restore everything to its natural state, including Anthea's powers. Diana returns the staff to the wizard, walks toward the horizon, and miraculously, the powerful magic brings Billy back to life. Overjoyed, the friends celebrate his resurrection, the rebuilding of the gods' kingdom, and the return of peace to Earth.